What's up everybody, it's Greg Peters with the Car Passion channel, and we are back once again at Advanced Engine Dynamics, your one-stop shop for Southern California Miata tuning. And you all know it's gonna be a special day every time we're on this dyno. I have behind me here my NB1, aka Project Too Soon Jr. And from the last couple videos, you've seen that I've installed a full wet shot nitrous system. I've done some street tuning. It's currently on a 35 shot, which although it's pretty amazing, you know we're not gonna leave it there. I brought with me this little special baggie, and what these are nitrous jets. And this allows basically more fun to happen. We'll just leave it at that. So today I'm gonna do just a couple NA pulls just to see what the engine does on its own. I'm expecting maybe roughly 130. I'll do a pull on the 35 shot to see what it does then, and we're just gonna go up from there. And I don't know how far we're gonna take it today, but if I know Toby, he's gonna convince me into putting a little more into this thing than I normally would have on my own. So it's gonna be a good video. Glad you guys are here to join me, and let's jump into it. So 127 horsepower, not really a big surprise either way. No idea really the history on this engine, but it's more power than a stock engine. Sounds good. What else do you want? The less power it makes, the bigger shot we gotta run, right? So now it's time to get into the gap sauce. I usually leave the heater off because it looks so much cooler, but our pressure right now is at 900, so it's on the lower end of good. But with the heater installed, as we use the nitrous, it'll make sure that the pressure stays high. The heater will automatically kick on when the pressure gets too low, and it will turn off when the pressure hits, I think 1025, 1050 or something like that. So I gotta put our blanket on nice and tight. Put on the Tapatio man's little seatbelt. Then we're gonna hop inside the car. Kinda hard to see this, but I showed it in the install video anyway. So I'm gonna turn the bottle heater on. Drive hidden in there. Oh, the car is actually off, so it's not on yet, but it will be on when I fire the car up. Then I'm gonna open the bottle with the electric opener. You'll probably hear a little noise. All right, that's fully open. And then we're gonna arm the nitrous, just like that, and then we'll do a purge for you. And that's it, we're ready to party. I'm actually scared to party.
How long have I known you, Greg?
8 years.
It's only taken 8 years to get to this point.
Toby's been trying to convince me since the day I met him, which was 8 years ago, to just put nitrous on my car. So here we are. We finally have nitrous in the Miata. I hope Toby is happy and proud.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
I definitely just cracked the windshield with the purge. Shut up, dude. I don't want to see it bad. Listen, you gotta pay to play, right? Look, I already got another crack. It matches the other one, all right? I'm not even sweating it. All right, well, I think it's pretty obvious where the nitrous has come into play. So that pull, it made 163 wheel horsepower, which if my math serves me correct, that is exactly 35. Well, it depends on which original pull you look at, but it's approximately 35 wheel horsepower as expected. The first pull, there's always a little bit of a hesitation when the nitrous kicks on, and what I believe that is, there's a brief loss of fuel pressure when the fuel line going from the fuel solenoid gets to fills between the solenoid and the intake.
What I was attempting to explain there is that when the fuel solenoid opens for the first time in a while, the line between the solenoid and the fuel jet in the intake is full of air because the fuel has all evaporated and needs to fill back up, which causes a brief pressure loss at the fuel rail. Once the line is full, the subsequent nitrous hits won't exhibit that problem anymore, which you'll see in the upcoming dyno charts. Now, I haven't looked too much into a fix for this yet, but my easy solution is if I'm going to take the car out and play with nitrous, I'll just do a quick pull with nitrous armed, but the bottle closed, thus priming the fuel system, and it'll be ready to go.
So I'm gonna do probably 2 more of those. Keep listening to the motor, make sure it's happy. I actually didn't pull any timing on that run, but it's only a 35 horsepower shot, so should still be relatively safe. My scope cam inside of the intake and show the fogger going off. But
That'd be sick.
if a little piece of my Chinese scope cam were to come off in the intake, rip. Like not worth the shot. It would be very cool, but not worth the shot. So, oh well. At this point, I'm basically just procrastinating because, to be honest, that right there is terrifying. That I'm just putting that much more stress into the motor. But I just gotta take a step back, relax, realize it's only 166 horsepower we're talking about. Settle down, settle down. But next I'm gonna go to the 50 shot and I'll match that with the appropriate fuel jet size according to the Nitrous Express chart. We should be good. So let's get the jets changed out and do a pull. We'll see what happens. Right, so I've installed the 50 shot of nitrous paired with the correct fuel jet, and I'm going to pull 4 degrees of ignition timing off the map for a little extra safety. They say for every 50 horsepower worth of nitrous, you should pull between 1.5 and 2.5 degrees. So really, conservatively, I should only have to pull 2.5 degrees off of the original NA map. The 50 shot probably is not even going to be the final shot, so we're going to be playing with it, going back and forth a little bit, seeing what the motor likes, but let's just do a pull, see what it makes, and then we can go from there.
Air fuel's good.
Actually really rich on that run.
How rich?
Like, let me look at the log, but like between high 10s and low 11s. So maybe not really rich, but
Big booster. Super 11.5. That'd be really safe. You can probably run it at 12, 12.5, but give up a few horse. But
yeah.
how much time you can pull out?
Just soaking it all in, you know. New power record for Too Soon Jr. 191. By the way, more power than shush. So anyways, as I was saying, 191, new record for the car for Too Soon Jr. Side note, this car is already 16 horsepower higher than broken boosted best number. So that's kind of cool, little factoid as well. Motor is okay for 215, but just like nitrous specifically comes on real hard. I know the combustion temperature is probably it's different to do like a long nitrous pull versus a long pull with a turbo car, right? Because the combustion temperature.
So what are you doing?
I'm about to make the biggest mistake of my life. Toby said it's fine to put the 75 shot in. I'm actually a little nervous right now. Huh?
Chad said 100.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
What?
A radiator.
So you changed the
This is
nitrous
the nitrous
size.
jet. That's
Oh,
35 and this is 41. Okay, so oh man, what am I doing here? You know, if I wasn't making this video and putting this system in to try to like show how cool nitrous is to like thousands of people, I probably wouldn't be putting this in right now. Just saying, okay? 75 horsepower. Look, you got it, buddy. You got this, buddy. I'm nervous right now. I'm seriously nervous. What I just discovered, and what I was kind of worried about, is I wired something wrong with the bottle heater, and it has made the bottle too hot. So the pressure, it was about 1400, now it's a little below 1300. I'm glad I checked it because the heater was just staying on and not shutting off when it was supposed to. So I'm gonna take these ice packs and try to cool the bottle down a little bit quicker.
So after a bit of troubleshooting, I figured out that I did not wire anything wrong. It was actually just the thermal switch in the bottle heater circuit that was out of adjustment. And I didn't even realize this was adjustable when I installed it initially. So here's a one-pager on how to adjust your nitrous bottle heater's thermal switch. There's an Allen bolt inside of the switch which is hidden underneath a rubber plug. Turning that bolt adjusts the temperature at which the circuit will open and the heater will shut off. In order to tune the switch, first get the nitrous bottle pressure up to where you want your heater to shut off. Then hook up a digital multimeter on the ohms or resistance setting. If a 0 or near 0 value is displayed, the circuit is closed and the heater would be on if it was plugged in. Now just turn that Allen bolt until you see the value on the multimeter go to open or OL, meaning the circuit is now open at the current bottle pressure and your switch is adjusted. Do note that the adjustment is extremely sensitive. Just a few degrees on that bolt will result in a pretty significant pressure difference. The first time I adjusted it, I went a little too far, not realizing this, and the bottle would only heat up to about 800 psi. Anyways, now that the bottle pressure is back in check, let's get on with the pulls.
The pressure was high with the 50 shot.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
that's the 75 shot?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
So what I wanted to interject here is a clip that I shot with my thermal imaging camera, link in the description by the way, but the video somehow has disappeared completely from the face of the planet and all I was left with is this screenshot, but it's still kind of cool anyways. You can see when the nitrous hits, the outer wall of that intake is getting down to negative 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit. That is how cold the nitrous is as it comes into the engine.
So it made 198 and then 191 or 190, essentially the same amount of power that it did with the smaller shot, but it was so rich that the AFR couldn't even pick up how rich it was. It was pegged all the way to the rich end, which is 9.5 to 1, but possibly even more rich than that. So I'm putting a leaner fuel jet. We'll leave the same nitrous jet in there. This one should make some jam.
So this is the type of stuff that I love showing off in the dyno videos. Check out these 3 charts right here. Green is the stock run for reference. Blue is the run with the 50 horsepower shot and around 1300 PSI of bottle pressure. And yellow is the run with the 75 horsepower shot and about 1000 PSI of bottle pressure. So this is a perfect example of just how important it is to make sure your bottle pressure is in check. I'm still trying to get the fuel and ignition table kind of dialed in to see if I can squeeze a few more out of it. Toby's trying to get me to put 100 shot. Undecided if I'm gonna do that or not. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more pulls, tweaking the map a little bit. 1 or 2 more pulls, tweaking the map a little bit, see if we can see where we end up. That's all I got to say. I'm exactly where I didn't want to be. 9 horsepower short of my goal. Now I bought this car almost 2 years ago, already knowing before I even bought the car that I was gonna put nitrous on it, and I wanted to see 200 out of it. We're 191, 75 shot is in there. Tuning Yoda Toby says if it was his car, he'd put the 100 shot in.
All day.
100 it is. For the views, baby. It's for you guys and Toby. An extra shot for all the years I didn't put nitrous.
How's this for a deal? You hurt the motor, I'll rebuild it for you.
Oh my God, okay.
You heard it first.
Yeah, you heard it. Toby said he's gonna rebuild this motor if I blow it on this pull with a 100 shot. For the views, boys, for the views. 100 shot, 100 shot of nitrous. That's my demise. When I said I'd stop, I didn't even want to do 75.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Nice.
Good time.
Oh man. So it was really rich. So I'm wondering if I could try it with one size leaner jet, and then maybe a couple extra degrees less.
Lean it out.
I still want it to run good, you know? I still want it to run the way it's supposed to run.
Oh, sure.
This will be pull number 2 on the 100 shot. It was running really rich. So I took the fuel jet to one size leaner, and I'm just gonna do a pull straight up. Leave everything else alone. Ignition timing, I'm at, pulled about 7 degrees of timing off of the NA map. And I'll do a pull also back to back with like the full tuned NA timing versus the timing that I'm gonna run with nitrous, so I can see kind of where the car's at. Check it out in a minute. Let's get on to another pull with a 100 shot of nitrous on this stock Miata motor. So here we have, folks, the difference between a stock NB2, a 35 horsepower shot, oh wait, where's the difference between the 35 and the 50? Oh, the 50 had too much pressure. So I omitted the 50 shot, but we have the stock NB2 motor, 35, 75, and a 100 shot of nitrous. Final numbers today, 216.99 horsepower at the wheels, 207 pound-feet of torque. Pretty awesome, pretty scary day. Really the scariest part is about to come, because we're about to take this bad boy for a test drive, and I'm about to experience for the first time in my life a 100 shot of nitrous in the Miata.
One more little tuning bit that I wanted to discuss before we get into the street pulls is how much naturally aspirated power the engine loses due to the ignition timing being lowered for safety. So with the 7 degrees pulled out, the engine makes 113 horsepower, a loss of about 14 horsepower off of the normal NA tune. So the true gain from the 100 horsepower shot of nitrous is actually 103 horsepower. I controlled the ignition drop using the GPT settings in the Motorsport electronic software, which retards the timing by a set amount right when when the nitrous is activated. The downside to doing it this way is when the nitrous is unarmed, the ECU still pulls the timing in this range, but the good news is that this engine still makes full power even at 85% throttle, which is a topic for another video, so just trust me on this one. But with a little muscle memory, I can still unlock all 127 furious horses with the nitrous system inactive.
That's a real car right there, though. That's a real Miata. That's a real car right there, though. That's a real Miata.
We're gonna do nitrous unarmed. I need you to feel how slow this car is with no nitrous, so you have a good contrast. With the real short gears on the 6-speed. Are you prepared, Mitchell?
I'm getting there. I'm a little nervous. No, honestly, I'm pretty I've never been in a nitrous car, so this will be fun. Are you using arms right now? Yeah. That is freaking funny. That is so funny.
It feels like I'm barely touching the throttle and I just floor it.
That is so funny. What the hell?
Fully matted right now. Foot to the floor.
You got a wheel spin right there on the top or what?
Maybe just a tiny bit.
That is the oddest thing, dude.
We gotta do a pass for Toby.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a 2-3 no nitrous, and then we'll do a 2-3 with nitrous.
That's as easy as it is. Just turn one switch off.
One switch. And that's 60 in a Miata, folks.
Yeah, that's a 100% difference. Insane difference. With the nitrous, it kicks so damn hard.
Alright, nitrous armed, same pull to 60.
God. That is the funniest thing ever. Oh my God.
Here's an overlay showing the difference in acceleration with and without nitrous, along with the timer to show how long it takes each one to get from 25 to 80 miles per hour. With the poles laid right on top of each other, it really demonstrates how much of a difference 100 horsepower makes, and I'm convinced that this is simply the cheapest and easiest way to make your Miata go this fast.
Now I know what you're thinking, 215 horsepower, that's not really that much, it's not that impressive. And you're right, overall, on paper, but to me, this was more about doing something that I'd never done before, tuning something brand new and experiencing something new. And let me tell you, it's a very unique experience when you're driving your old Miata at the power level that you've been used to and all that, and all of a sudden 100 wheel horsepower out of nowhere, boys. And this thing, I feel, on the 100 shot, could definitely hold its own against some bigger engined cars, maybe Mustang here and there. We'll have to see if I find anybody to line up with. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Where's your
The seat might be too far back again, huh?
No, I can reach.
Okay.
Kinda. Go easy on it, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, I need an NC. I need an NC.
Really?
Every time I drive an NC, I need an